Hey guys, this is your host Drew, and welcome back to this episode of the Weekend Rundown.
And this is your host Daniel, and today in history, we're talking July 11th. In 1656, the first Quakers arrived in the colonies. English women Anne Austen and Mary Fisher became the first Quakers to arrive in the American colonies.
Dang, they were the only two women?
First Quakers.
Yeah, first two Quakers, which is like a segregated group of religious people,
I guess
right?
they were the first two were
Yeah,
women.
they make some sick-ass oatmeal.
They were coming from Barbados. Where I hit a little late. They were coming from Barbados, where Quakers had an established missionary. Austen and Fisher landed in Boston. Local Puritans frowned on their teachings, however, and they were both jailed for 5 years before they were deported back to Barbados.
Damn, homie. We weren't always the land of the free. We did used to persecute people for religions, apparently.
And then again on July 11th, in 1804, Alexander Hamilton was killed in a duel.
Oof, those were the days when you could just duel people.
Yep, he was dueling Aaron Burr, the former Secretary of Treasury. Hamilton had spoken out against Vice President Burr on multiple occasions. When a newspaper reported that Hamilton had uttered a despicable opinion about Burr, Burr challenged Hamilton to a duel and killed him in Weehawken, New Jersey.
First of all, time out. Go back up. Weehawken is a fucking awesome place, just because of the name alone. Second of all, I'm pretty sure Alexander Hamilton had won two, or maybe like two and stalemated on one duel before this, so he thought he was like unkillable. I could be wrong, but I seem to remember, if my history is correct, I think he was frivolous about dueling at this point.
I looked into this a long time ago, and if I remember correctly, there was something shady about this, where like the Aaron Burr guy like reloaded or something when he wasn't allowed to,
and like. Yeah, I don't know. It was like a sketchballs thing, but
there was something shady about it. And I'm pretty sure, it was like his fourth duel.
Yeah, up until this point, Alexander Hamilton was like a god duel.
Killer,
duel mode. Like I am like it's just insane, bro.
Care.
I didn't mean to stop it. Sorry.
You didn't care. Don't look at him wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and then on July 11th in 1851, the conjoined McCoy twins were born.
I don't know who they are, but they're conjoined, so that's crazy.
There's a picture of them. They look... Oh, they might be sitting down.
Yeah, I believe they're sitting down.
Okay. So they might just be regular size. Their names are Millie and Christine McCoy. A pair of conjoined twins are born in Welch's Creek, North Carolina. The daughters of an enslaved couple, they were taken from their parents and sold in order to be exhibited as the Carolina twins.
Fucked up.
They later worked in circuses across the world on their own terms and wrote a book about their lives.
Well, that's dope that they ended up getting to work on their own terms.
That didn't work out bad for them.
Yeah.
In 1960, on July 11th, To Kill a Mockingbird was published. And
classic.
If you do not know, To Kill a Mockingbird was published by Harper Lee. The iconic coming-of-age story about racial injustice in a small southern town won the Pulitzer Prize for fiction in 1961. Lee's story was also adapted into a film the next year, for which Gregory Peck won an Oscar for his portrayal of Atticus Finch.
Yeah, so Harper Lee did not publish the book.
No,
Harper Lee
she wrote it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It doesn't say who published it.
Is it a she or a he?
I read it backwards.
It's a he. Right? Or is it a she?
Harper Lee?
Yeah.
I always thought it was a she.
I mean, it could be a she. I thought it was a he. Maybe I'm...
Oh, we're going to find out.
Yeah, we are. Oh, Harper Lee is definitely a she.
Yeah.
At least that's how she identifies, I believe.
Oh, come on. Just because the haircut?
That's a pretty... She makes super suits on the side, if you guys are wondering.
Okay, I agree.
She makes super suits on the side.
Yeah, she's very old.
Yeah, but she's also definitely a lady, so...
She's probably dead.
Oh.
Yeah, she is dead. She died in 2016.
Oh, it's been a hot minute. Well, thanks for the book, Harper. That's definitely a pen name. That can't be her name.
1979, July 11th. Skylab crashes to Earth. Skylab was the United States' first space station. It came crashing back to Earth. The first launch was 1973. The space station began to deteriorate quicker than NASA anticipated. Without a set plan to bring the station down, NASA fired the station's booster rockets, which sent it on a collision course with the Indian Ocean, as well as populated parts of Western Australia.
That's messed up.
Yeah. NASA was run by the U.S. government.
Oh, yeah. They're like, it's nowhere near America. This is totally cool.
They were like, we don't.
They're sorry. It would have risked India or something if we did it later.
Yeah, India has a lot more people.
It does. But Australia's the only fucking country that's a continent.
I mean, why not just leave it up there? Wait 25 years and we would have been able to go get it.
It deteriorated faster than they said, so that was why. So, yeah, is that all for this day in history?
Yep, that's what we have today in history.
Yeah, so that was a new way to start out the show. Let us know if you guys liked it. Please, you guys never let me know if you like anything. I always ask. And I'm not trying to, like, badger you, but, like, I'm trying to badger you a little bit because I want this to be an interactive show. It's a show for you guys. Like, I want more of you guys. So just tell us what you like.
Yeah. Be open about it.
Exactly. You see anything cool this weekend, man?
I saw a pretty cool, it wasn't really an article. It was a picture of an article. I actually looked more into it. But it was just a Native American tribe that controls the land in Vermont where Ben & Jerry's HQ is. They're asking for Ben & Jerry's to return the land that was stolen from them, which is ironic because Ben & Jerry's put out a call, like a day earlier or it was July 4th. On July 4th, they put out a call for people to return the stolen indigenous lands.
Wait, time out. So Ben & Jerry's HQ is on a stolen indigenous land. And they said, hey, return this stolen indigenous land. And now the people they stole it from is like, hey, give it back.
Yep. He said, if you practice what you preach.
I really hope they give it back. I hope they do. Just move your HQ at this point. You have so much money.
I bet you they'll just get quiet.
Ben & Jerry's?
Yeah.
Like just crickets?
Yep.
Speaking of getting quiet, that kind of reminds me of what I saw this weekend. It's not really a thing like that, but I was at Walgreens and I buy beer and I don't know, I'm American. I guess things make me mad, but not the same way that other people get mad. Because Bud Light was literally, you could buy I think it was a 12-pack or something for $14.99, but it came with a mail-in rebate that gave you back $14.99. So it was essentially free Bud Light because everyone's so fucking pissed.
Oh, man.
About the...
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's too good for free, though. That's a pretty good marketing technique.
I am not too good for fucking free. I'll tell you that right now.
Pretty good marketing technique. And, you know, I don't think that we could keep it up, like, as a country. There's nothing... Like, Americans are just the most, like, unpassionate people. Like, I just don't think, like, we can keep something up like that. Like, if you see, like, a riot... Like, those riots in France, like... Those were intense fucking riots.
Yeah, they were, but like we are a very high like cancel culture kind of like.
Yeah, I think we're just getting. I mean,
that's just my opinion. Is that like people see a thing and then they don't like the thing and then like someone wants it canceled, and then like the Bud Light.
But
I
you
think
can't cancel Bud Light.
No, you can't. But they lost a lot of profit. And also, to be completely honest, like by backing the trans community and then when everyone hated on them, backtracking and saying no, and then like being like, we weren't really about that, then they lost the people they were trying to bring in. But like they thought that they were going to get the other people back, and now everyone just is mad at them. Cause like, that's so wishy-washy. Like, why couldn't you just be like, hey, it was a marketing campaign and we're trying to get other people to like Bud Light, like... I don't know, like
I'm sure their numbers are already backed up.
You either because the rebate's pretty dope.
I'm sure before that they were trending back up. I mean, it's such a staple within society.
Well, Bud Light also owns so many other companies, so when people are like boycotting Bud Light and buying Shock Top instead, like they're
or
still
literally going to like, isn't it like Busch Gardens? Or no, that's
I think-
Anheuser-Busch.
Yeah, but
They sold
Anheuser.
it to somebody.
Yeah, I think Anheuser-Busch is Bud Light. See the AB on the top?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But they
it's
sold it
named
to
after
somebody, I think.
yeah.
You can't. I'm not too good for free beer, America. That's all I'm fucking saying.
I don't know anybody that's too good for free anything, if I'm being honest with you.
Literally, I think the hardest part is the mail-in rebate part, which, like, okay, I'll send it in. Fuck it.
You got to mail it in.
Yes, mail-in rebate, whatever.
I
know.
You got to stack them up then. Get like 3 or 4. Send them all in. Get like $60 back.
But then I need the 60 up front, too, and that's a lot of Bud Light to drink.
I believe in you.
I believe in me, too.
You could definitely drink all that Bud Light.
I know.
So, should we jump into one of the articles?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll start first. What should I start with? I've got one about music, I've got one about the library, and I've got one about New York. You tell me.
All right, so I would classify that as 2 is art and 1 is geology.
Okay. So you want to start with one of the arts?
Geography, I'm sorry.
Let's start with this really weird fun one. Underwater music show spotlights coral reef protection. Hundreds of divers and snorkelers listened to an underwater concert that advocated coral reef protection in the Florida Keys. This happened recently here.
It's like some Little Mermaid shit. Who was playing in the concert?
It's literally like diver people. Like this guy has like an actual guitar. I don't know how they heard it.
Yeah,
but this person has like an actual trumpet underwater. It says hundreds of divers and snorkelers listened to an underwater concert that advocated coral reef protection Saturday in the Florida Keys. No. The Lower Keys Underwater Music Festival, which also spotlighted eco-conscious diving.
They watched it.
Maybe. Took place at Lou Key Reef at an area located about 6 miles south of Big Pine Key. So it's basically to protect the sanctuary that's like 3,800 square miles.
Doesn't a trumpet work by manipulating air?
Yeah, you literally see like bubbles coming out of it. I don't know. It says there's a playlist. Like tunes were interspersed with diver awareness messages about ways to minimize environmental impacts on the world's coral reefs, whose rich biodiversity has led them to be called. I don't know how. Like, there's a video, but I don't want to watch it.
If you tried to play the trumpet underwater, you would die.
This says that it's staged by a local radio station. I don't know, because whenever you play trumpet, like, you're supposed to make a perfect seal to blow the air out. So they could be, like, inhaling with the thing, taking it off, and then, like...
No, these would be the most impressive trumpet players in the world.
I don't know. There's a video. There's a person playing harp. I don't know.
Think about it. Like,
look at this. Come here.
And
Just,
those are like
I know you can't see.
And then there's underwater welders.
Time out. Just look at this thing. Look right here. Do you see this thing right here on this lady's harp? It's like some sort of thing to pick up the reverberate, whatever. So, like, somehow it's music. It might not sound exactly the same.
No, how do you play the trumpet underwater?
She's
also wearing a mask.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, that lady was the.
How the fuck are you gonna play a trumpet with a mask?
This lady is not wearing a mask. Look at this lady. Look at this lady. This is the lady. See? I don't know, man. I don't know. We could watch the video, but I don't really want to watch it.
She looks like an avatar, too.
She does kind of look like an avatar. But my point is, it's just kind of cool that they're playing underwater music to raise awareness for coral reefs.
No, it's cool. I agree it's cool. I'm just saying, I just don't know.
A lot of people don't protect the ocean, bro. And it's like, it's not like go out and do floppity flop. Like, you don't have to actually go out and, like, do stuff. Just, like, stop throwing your plastic away. Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, no, it doesn't take much.
Yeah, like, just you be proactive so that you don't have to be reactive. And then it's fine. But people always want to be reactive to stuff instead of, like, actually.
My kids love Earth Day because they want to go out and pick up trash.
That is awesome and strange.
And I have to stop them and be like, hold on, dude. We got to get gloves or something.
Right. Like we got to put clothes on first. We can't just go out there in our sandals and pick up random trash.
Yeah, like barehanded, you know. I don't know what the fuck. And I got to be there because who knows what people throw on the ground in Bradenton.
Or honestly, anywhere. By the way, guys, I don't live in Bradenton. I live in Sarasota. Daniel lives in Bradenton.
Yeah. But, I mean, there's nice places in Bradenton. I'm just saying the place that I live at, there's
nice and not nice places everywhere, and usually the places where you want to pick up trash isn't in the nice places.
Yeah.
So
that is true. And my kids, every Earth Day, they're like, Dad, it's Earth Day. Are we going to go out and pick up trash?
Absolutely. Put on these bio hazmat suits.
And it's just such a good feeling knowing, like, I picked up trash from somebody else. So, I mean, if half of the world picked up themselves and one other person's trash,
then it'd all be
clean.
gone. Yeah, well, yeah. Right? If maybe like 70%.
Guys, if you're liking and enjoying the episode and want us to make some more great content for you, you could go down to the bottom and click support the show. It's either like a one-time $3 charge, or you can give $3 every month, and that would really help. We could just keep making some good episodes for you. If you can't do that, we ask that you go and rate us in whichever platform that you listen to and share us wherever you can. It means a lot to us, so we can keep making some great episodes for you guys, the listeners, the ones that we do it for the most. Thank you.
No, 50. It would just have to be 50.
Yeah, that's it. That's
if half of the people in the world picked up after themselves and one after other person.
Oh, you meant like actually didn't say they did it.
Yeah, no, I actually did it.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking fake statistics.
Well, people probably like say they do stuff all the time just to say it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to say it. You just got to do it.
Just do it. Don't fucking talk about it. Be about it. But we're talking about it because we have podcasts. It's a different thing.
Yeah, and I'm not even talking about like that. I've done it recently. I like on Earth Day, I don't want to go pick up trash.
But although you do it for your kids.
I think it's a great idea. And I mean,
because when you work two jobs like you, and every day is the same day when it's Earth Day, you're like, dude,
yeah,
it's just a Tuesday or whatever.
I make sure I recycle. They fucking took recycling away in the city, so I have to drive it down to the recycling center every day.
That's so silly, taken away from the city.
I gotta drive it down. It's like every other day. I produce a lot of fucking trash in this house.
Well, you guys do buy like individual packaging things.
And you know what else I don't get? I'm the only... Mom's probably going to hear this. But it's a fact. I'm the only person that takes the trash out. And do you know why I'm the only person that takes the trash out?
I like how that you pause because you're like, shoot.
I know she's going to hear this, but it's a fact. This is a fact.
We love you, though, so much, Mom.
Yeah, I really do love you. But this is a fact. And do you know why I'm the only person that takes the trash out?
Because your kids aren't old enough to be able to take the trash to the corner, or because you have to drive all the way to the place?
And I'm not knocking anybody. Everybody in this house does a lot, and probably more than me. But
as far as trash is concerned,
I don't know why
you're
I'm
the trash
designated trash man. I'm assuming it's because it's gross. But I'm told that it's because the trash is too heavy. It's too heavy. The bag's going to rip.
Did they always say that? Did they always say that?
They always. Because every single time. I hear it every other day. I swear to God, that trash can is too heavy.
My point is that like when you start working out, people will use like, this is too heavy for me.
Oh no, this has been a reoccurring thing. And so my point is, there's a point when it's not too heavy.
When Archer could take it out.
You know? Yeah. It's not like we bought it and this fucking trash bag was fucking 40 pounds. No. When we bought it, it weighed next to nothing. And we started putting shit in it and putting shit in it and putting shit in it until it weighed 20 pounds, 25 pounds, 30 pounds. And then we were like, fuck, Daniel's going to get this. 35 pounds, 40 pounds. Like, it's just, I don't agree with it.
You're like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I'm the trash man at my house, too.
You're the only person at your house.
Yeah, I do everything.
Is Blaze gonna take some trash out?
No, but sometimes when I come home and I'm like a little baked or buzzed, I'm like, listen, you need to get like a job.
Yeah,
Or
you probably should.
You need to
gotta
like
pull your weight around here.
Yeah, like can
This
you
is
at least
Florida.
can you at least bring like can like, you don't care if it's like a lizard. Can you at least attempt to make some sort of food like, for this house? Like do something besides be cute. Like the cute thing is cool, but do more than the cuteness. But
do you know how to bargain for weed?
Right. Like, could I just like, I'll give you a wallet. I'll put my card in there, a little bit of cash, and then you walk on down to the dispensary, all cute. I'll put you as my caretaker because we're family. And, she could just get it for me.
If you can't figure this out, you're going to be replaced with another pet called Purple Sticky Punch.
Not Purple Sticky Punch. I was thinking like an AI robot dog, but Purple Sticky Punch reminds me of Polly Shore, who I'm going to see in 2 weeks.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, bro. I told you that I ordered.
Who else is it's more than just one, right?
Yeah, there'll be the host, and then there'll be the opener who will get like 10 to 15 minutes.
Is it the host that did your show?
No, because I'm going to Side Splitters. But the host that did my show will host at McCurdy's. I just couldn't get tickets, bro. They're sold out too quick down there. So I have to go to Tampa by myself. And I tried to.
You're not gonna see him on the stage that you performed on.
No, but he will be performing on that same stage.
Oh, but you're not gonna see it.
I know. Bro,
they'll probably have it on their YouTube though. If they posted you on their YouTube, they'll post it on.
They don't post him on there because they don't post artists if they don't want them to be posted. If the artist requests not to be posted.
Why would he request not? He's got nothing going on.
No, he does a lot of touring now. But anyways, my point was that I got Biodome on Blu-ray. That's going to be delivered tomorrow. That I'm going to get him to sign after the show because lots of times these comedians take pictures.
Also got in the Army now and had We're Crazy Boys.
I don't want to have him. I don't want him to sign everything.
Just can you write him? We're crazy. You don't even have to sign this one. Just We're Crazy Boys.
No, if you can't write it like that. And if I get him to write that, there's no proof he wrote it. Also, I've noticed a lot of things. He really just signs his name. I don't think he likes to like sign crazy long things.
It's like not like cursive or anything?
No, he writes like his signature looks like Dad's signature, but with like a P. But like he doesn't sign like my regards or so my plan is to try to
be like, I just want you to give me a cool quote that you didn't even come up with, the writer gave to you.
I'm going to ask him, you literally hit the nail on the head. I'm going to ask him, can you write something on here along with your signature that like helped you in comedy, like a quote that helped you? Because his mom owned the Comedy Store and he's like, he grew up in comedy, you know? So I know he's got like something that like is in his head that like he thought of his whole life for comedy, and no one's probably ever asked him that question before, and maybe they did, but I don't care. I'm still going to try, you know?
Actually, you know what the best thing
is that a weird question?
If you get him to write wax in my wood.
I know, but like that has nothing to do with Biodome, and like
no, it doesn't. But wax in my wood.
Wouldn't it be so awesome to be like, I have a Pauly Shore like signed thing, and it says like, I don't know, it could be a quote from George Carlin, or who knows what his favorite quote is. It could be a quote from like a Buddhist monk. Like I don't know, it could be a quote he made up. I don't care, you know. But whatever quote helped him the most in comedy, because like he was one of the first like 3 people that I probably liked.
What if it's just something to make you laugh? Like it's not like real. Like he's like, nothing really helped me in comedy. Like he writes like poop dick is real.
Then I will laugh even harder. That'd be sick.
You're like, oh, that is my life goal.
If he writes poop dick is real, can you like sign to Daniel instead of to Drew? And then like, oh man, I don't know, bro. I'm just really excited to go to that, and like that was like a big movie for both of us when we were younger. You know, big movie.
There was a lot of Pauly Shore movies I was into. Well, I guess not a lot, but
all of them. Yeah. Encino Man,
Biodome, In the Army Now.
Son-in-Law
was good.
Yeah, bro. He's got some good movies. He just had one that came out on Netflix recently. We need to watch it.
I feel like we're forgetting 1 or 2.
Probably like 5 or 6.
I think you might be giving him a little too much credit. I'm saying he was good. I don't know why he disappeared, but he disappeared for some reason. And
It was because the mid '90s just wasn't the same kind of humor as like the early like '90s, like '94 and like '95. Halfway through '95 is what I consider the mid '90s, and then like anything '95, '96, '97 is just like not. It was like so like.
I feel like Chris Rock made it through all those stages.
Yeah, Chris Rock got booed at the Apollo or whatever, right?
When? Recently?
When he started.
Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. There's
He
a
tells
lot
a
of
story about that.
like,
Dude, I was watching this. I know we're going off on a tangent. We're talking about this comedian, and his name was I can't fucking remember his name. He was this Asian dude, and he was so funny. He came out, and he got an applause in like a minute and a half. I was like, oh, this guy's not that funny, because he wasn't saying anything funny. And then he got an applause, and then everything after that was like a joke. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
It.
Yeah, bro. He's on Netflix, and he's this Asian dude with long hair. And there's nothing wrong with doing ethnic jokes if you're an ethnic comedian. But I think to be an ethnic comedian and then just like not tell jokes about your culture because you don't need to because you're just funny naturally is a different thing,
Right.
Almost because like if I go to like an Asian comedian's like thing and all he does is tell Asian jokes, like I can't relate to that, and I can kind of laugh because maybe I've seen something like that, but I'm not Asian, That's like the same thing with like when I went to see Dave Chappelle, and there was a lot of like openers that were like, I don't know, man, like I felt like I couldn't even laugh at the jokes. You know what I'm saying?
When you went to see him in person?
We saw Dave Chappelle for Scottenberg's like birthday in 2009 or something. Or whenever that tour was.
Was that before or after he like went to Africa?
It was after.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
it was
like jacked.
It was when Kevin Hart. Yeah, he was jacked, and Kevin Hart was huge, and he had a joke about how his kid loved Kevin Hart, and there was like a soccer, like he like gave him some soccer jersey or something. It was some stupid shit where like basically like Kevin Hart was like telling his kid to rub it in like Dave Chappelle's face. That was the main joke that he had.
I've heard a couple Dave Chappelle jokes about
Kevin Hart.
I've heard some Chris Rock one. I feel like they all kind of use Kevin Hart as
because he kind of like white people's a little too hard, right?
No, like one comedian was talking about how Kevin Hart's the only one comedian that makes enough money that he can sing a Drake song to his wife.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And it's all true. Like,
he makes a lot of money.
Yeah, like the I Got So Much Money song.
Yeah.
I can't remember what comedian. I think it was Chris Rock.
Well, to be fair, like what I'm learning about comedy is like stand-up comedy. Like when they say you don't make money off stand-up comedy, like you can. That's not where comedians get rich. They get rich from like you can make if you write for like some sort of network television show or something like that, or one of those shows where you write jokes.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't imagine Chris Rock's done a lot of writing for a show like
No.
that.
He's like, you know how many comedians there are? He's like the 1%. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Well, I mean, I would say even, I guess Donald Glover would be one that does.
But he does a lot of writing too.
That's what I'm saying. That does.
And when you write for like, so just say it was the Tonight Show you're writing for, right?
But I'm saying like that Matt Rife guy.
Yeah.
Like I would say he's popular to the point where he's not doing it.
Yeah, but he's like he got popular in a different way, like a TikTok way. You know what I'm saying?
Even like, Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee is has written some things for some stuff for sure.
Like early in his career, because I've seen him in like movies as like a
extra.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's how you get started as like a really popular comedian, because like those people, when you write for those things, they pay you like $4,000. You know what I'm saying? Like just a week, like to give them like X amount of jokes, like 80 jokes, 100 jokes, whatever. And then if you write a 2-minute skit that they use, they pay you an extra $6,000 in that week. So if you write a 2-minute skit that they can use and you give them your 100 jokes or whatever, you make $10,000 in a fucking week.
Who are you writing it for?
Like this is from the Tonight Show in like 2010. You know what I'm saying? So like if you can like write for those types of shows, then you can like hit those huge numbers. And like sure, you can just be an average person who writes 30 minutes a day and gets enough jokes to turn in that are mediocre. Or you could be the guy that like gives them top tier jokes and like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
2-minute things. So
and then become.
Yeah. Do you have an article though? We kind of tangent about like comedy writing.
A nice long tangent there.
Sometimes that's what the people want. You know, we got to give the people what they want. And they want to hear you cough after hitting that B-O-N-G. Spell it out for all the kids out there that listen to explicit content, because, like, if you let your kid listen to this, you're...
All right, well, since I'm coughing, this one should be suitable. This headline says, doctors flabbergasted, which is a fun word.
Love flabbergasted.
After finding octopus in patient's throat. Say, what?
Say, huh?
What's worse than a frog in your throat? How about a whole octopus?
Like 8 fucking tentacles and all.
Doctors were flabbergasted, there it is again, after discovering that a Singapore man's throat discomfort was caused by an 8-legged mollusk.
Singapore, he probably ate it raw, dude.
Yeah, gosh.
What's a gullet? What is your gullet? I'm going to look that up real quick.
Well, the other thing said esophagus, so
Esophagus?
yeah, I'm assuming
The passage by which food passes from your mouth to your stomach, the esophagus. You are correct.
The unnamed patient had reportedly first realized something was awry after he started vomiting following a meal that included the cephalopod.
Cephalopod.
The diner also had trouble swallowing, prompting him to pay a visit to the Tan Tock Seng Hospital.
That's a fun hospital name.
Doctors conducted a CT scan, which revealed a super dense mass in the man's esophagus.
Super dense.
A subsequent esophagogastroduodenoscopy.
Holy shit, bro! I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, I stuttered a little.
How many letters long is that? Can I just ask before you continue?
We got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 26.
Can you try it again? Can you say it again?
Esophagogastroduodenoscopy.
That is so much better than I would ever do, and I am so proud of you.
A gastrointestinal examination involving a small flexible tube showed a tentacle octopus lodged 2 inches from the esophagus stomach border, like something out of Ridley Scott's Alien.
This fucking octopus is
and
like...
there's a picture
Yeah, dude.
They took inside.
Yeah,
they didn't even pull it out and take a picture. They took a picture of it inside the dude's.
They were like, bruh, this thing's alive in here, dude. And like when it's
alive.
Yeah, bruh.
No,
they didn't say it was alive.
It hasn't said it's alive yet. After initial attempts to push or extract the interloper were unsuccessful, medics navigated the endoscope past the octopus into the stomach and retroflexed it. They then used forceps to grasp the critter's head and remove it from the patient. Thankfully, the patient recovered well following surgery and was discharged after 2 days. Apparently, food obstructions are among the most common problems encountered at the hospital, per the facility's physicians, who say items will pass spontaneously in 80% to 90% of cases.
That's not going to pass.
Meanwhile, endoscopic intervention is necessary in 10% to 20% of cases, while 1% of them require surgery. The push technique is the primary method recommended with high success rates. However, applying excessive force can cause esophageal perforation. Oof. Said the medical team. Unfortunately, this is far from the first time a cephalopod has gone down the wrong pipe.
Ooh.
In 2016, a 2-year-old boy in Wichita, Kansas, had to be hospitalized after getting an octopus lodged in his throat during... I don't know why it opened. During an apparent sushi session gone awry. Meanwhile, approximately 6 people die a year from eating senakji, the live octopus dish that's a delicacy in South Korea.
I don't think he had one, but people do
delicacy?
Because it's alive. It's fucking nuts. Why do they do that?
6 people die from it a year?
Oh, well, how many people die from pufferfish a year?
Fatalities are generally caused when the suckers adhere to the sides of the diner's throat, causing the victim to asphyxiate.
More than 100 people die annually from pufferfish poisoning, by the way.
Oh,
Almost
my
all
God.
a result from consuming the world's most deadly delicacy.
Which is an octopus?
No. The pufferfish.
Really?
Yeah.
Who fucking eats a pufferfish?
A lot of people. It's a Japanese delicacy. Because there's only certain parts you can eat, and if you hit the sack, it ruins the meat, bruh. It's
Fuck that, dude.
That's super silly.
I'm not eating no pufferfish. I guess I do eat calamari, and I almost choked on calamari one time. So
I don't know if calamari is the same level of intelligence. They're still a cephalopod, but like octopus or octopi, I guess is the plural term, are like literally their intelligence is comparable to cats, and they have puzzle.
But
Like
I think we're talking more texture here.
Oh, you're talking about the way they eat?
Yeah, we're talking about eating these things. I mean, I know an octopus is better than a fucking squid.
I've ate octopus before, and I always feel bad about it. I feel like I'm eating cat. Actually, it reminds me of
Cat?
yeah, because they're as smart as cats. You know that podcast you said Bobby Lee before. What's Bobby Lee's podcast with that Andrew guy?
I don't know the name of it. I know it's fucking funny.
It is funny. I think it's like Two Odd Friends or some shit like that, or Two Something Friends. But like he literally asks him on the podcast. The white dude goes, "What's dog taste like? Tell me what dog tastes like." And Bobby Lee goes, "Apparently it tastes really," and he goes, "Don't," he literally rolls his eyes in his back of his head. He goes, "Don't give me this apparently shit." Like as he's saying, like he goes, he says, he's like, it's really good. And he goes, "No, don't stop giving me that." He's like, "Don't give me the apparently shit." And he goes,
I mean,
and then Bobby Lee literally says, "It's really good."
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's places where they don't eat, like, what is it, cows or pigs?
Yeah, they don't eat cows in India because they're like they believe that like when you're reborn and your last stage of life, you become a cow because cow is like.
So our
no
slaughterhouses here would disgust them.
Oh yeah, that's why they don't eat
Like,
beef.
probably actually worse than us seeing dog. Actually, so when we see dogs, like, you see those pictures of dogs being slaughtered or whatever on the internet. Whenever you see those pictures, we associate it as like a dog's like a companion. They associate a cow as like something holy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's just, I mean, it's all into preference. I mean, who's to say who's fucking wrong? I'm not saying I'm going to eat a dog, and I'm not saying I like seeing those pictures or anything. But at the same time,
It's their culture. Like, don't tell them what to do.
if that's what they do, we're not going to fucking just be like, oh,
Right.
well, we're not going to eat cows anymore because we want to respect you.
Yeah,
You know,
and
we shouldn't expect them to do the fucking
Right,
same.
and I don't expect them to eat like dogs here, but that's fine.
Yeah, and just because you get emotional because, oh, my dogs are my kids, you know. Like,
Speaking of emotional, I just saw a video where this hunter was hunting deer, and this deer ran straight the fuck up to him, and like he started petting the deer, and the deer ran away.
do you smoke it?
No, he let it go because it like made friends with him right away. And the funny thing was I saw a quote underneath it. One of the comments said, "Keep your friends close and your enemies closer."
So in
deer.
the video, let me ask you.
He had a shotgun, which is
how
weird
many
for hunting deer.
antlers? How many antlers did
It was
he
a
have?
doe, no antlers.
Oh, man, it might not just been season. He might not have just been able to kill it.
But yeah, shotgun maybe. He pet it though, maybe.
Maybe he wasn't being nice after all. Maybe he was just
Not allowed.
being legal.
Smart man.
You know? Like, oh, shit, I'm recording this.
Right.
Let me turn it into a moment.
Make
Trying to go
myself
fucking viral.
make myself cool.
I'll go home and slap the shit out of my wife a little bit. No, I don't know. I'm making this shit up.
I mean, I appreciate the effort, but like, you took it to a real dark place there, bro. It got dark.
I mean, he's a hunter that's been out all day and
And
he
didn't get to hunt?
freaking kill anything. The one chance he had, he turned his phone on. He was on a live stream. Everyone was fucking watching. He had to fucking play it cool.
Right.
And now he's going home, and his wife's like, "So what's for dinner?" And he's like, "What the fuck did you just say to me?"
Wow, dude. He's so mad. That's a good one. I like that. Thank you. I'm going to go to my next article, if that's cool with you.
Yeah.
Should I go doom and gloom, or should I go like quirky and weird?
Aren't they on the same genre? Weren't they like?
Nope, these are different.
Oh shit.
I have the New York one, and I have the library
let's
one.
do some weird, bro. Let's do some weird. I like getting weird.
Weird and not doom and gloom.
Yeah, let's start with the weird. I feel like the doom and gloom's coming.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. An extremely overdue book has been returned to a Massachusetts library. Do you want to know how many years late?
How many years late?
119.
It's an old ass library.
Yeah, apparently in 1904, someone curious about the emerging possibilities of a key force of nature checked out James Clerk Maxwell's An Elementary Treatise on Electricity from the New Bedford Free Public Library. They just returned it, and the sharp eyes of the librarian in West Virginia identified the text and sent it back to Massachusetts. So they didn't even return it to a Massachusetts library. They returned it to a West Virginia library.
It's probably not around anymore. So it's probably owned by like the same company, or the company's probably bought or sold rights through time to those people.
So I guess this guy was a curator of rare books in West Virginia. He was sorting through books, and he found that book. He was like, holy shit.
I mean, I feel like you shouldn't even have to return it. Like, you should be charged for it. Right? Isn't that what happens most times? Somebody gets charged like double the price of whatever the fee is, and then boom.
It says that the book never got placed as discarded, though, even though it was extremely overdue.
Yeah,
that's so funny.
Crazy. That reminds me actually of this thing I heard. Some lady in Texas, she was trying to get married, and she had to change her name, and before she was from Oklahoma.
Ooh.
And
okay,
so she tried to change her name. Well, they said that there was a problem with some sort of Social Security office in Oklahoma. So she called them up because she hasn't lived there in a very long time, and she was like, hey, what's going on? And they were like, yeah, you're this person. You're actually wanted for embezzlement. You've been wanted for 20 years.
Whoa. So she was like a fake person the whole time?
Well, she was like, what are you talking about? And they dug deeper into it, and they found out that her roommate had rented a movie from Blockbuster under her name. He never returned it. The Blockbuster ended up closing or something, and her thing got reported, and somehow it got sent as embezzlement. So she made the link, and she realized that she's like, well, for the past 20 years, I keep getting turned down from jobs that I know I'm overqualified for.
Right.
She goes, but they'd say, hey, yeah, you're a shoo-in, and then they'd do all their background checks and everything. They call me up, and they'd never give me a reason. They'd just be like, hey, you know what? We can't hire you. And now I realize it's because I was a wanted felon for embezzlement.
Right.
And I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah, and they never reported her to get arrested, huh?
No. So they ended up somehow working it out, so it just went away.
That's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, this book reminds you of that, but that's crazy.
Yeah. It was just whatever we were talking about.
Yeah, no, we were literally talking about like how long it's been since the book was like returned, but it's just a crazy thing.
Well, I think it was just the return time.
Yeah, like it said that this library says that like sometimes it receives books 10 or 15 years overdue, but not like a fucking century. This book was published in 1880, whenever Thomas Edison received a historic patent on it. Which
it's
like
probably like written in like Old English.
Probably, yeah. That's why it says the I can't read the Tristy. It's TREATISE. TREATISE. Yeah, treatise. I don't know. The book was last in New Bedford. The nation was preparing for its second modern World Series. Incumbent Republican President Theodore Roosevelt was on track to win another term. Holy shit. This is a long-ass time ago. Wilbur and Orville Wright had conducted their first airplane flight just a year before this book was rented.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So that
And this book was in
person
good
never
shape, so it's
rode
like
on a plane.
I mean, whenever they sent it back, the discovery and return of this book is a testament to the durability of the printed word, it says.
That is crazy.
Yeah, man.
That's an old fucking book.
120 years ago.
I wonder what shape it's in. Is there a picture?
There is not. There's a picture, yeah, but I don't believe it's the picture of it. Like, you can look real quick.
Oh, yeah, it looks good for a book that's 119 years old.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely looks good for a super old book. But yeah, that's my point. Is that it's like in great shape for that. And
You know what I think, though?
what?
I think it was in a home without children.
Definitely in a home without children. It says the library has a 5 cent per day late fee, and at the rate someone returning the book overdue would face a hefty fee of more than $2,100.
Oh, no.
The good news is the library's late fee limit maxes out at $2.
Even $2,000 for that much time, dude? Like, are you kidding me? Imagine if you paid your rent 119 years. Oh, hey, this is for my fucking dead grandfather.
And then they're like, you owe us $2,000.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, no interest on that shit.
What do you mean I owe you $2,000?
You owe me fucking $350,000. You have to pay for the house.
Give me the book back. At that point. Do you have another article?
Yeah, I got one last one.
I got one last one. Don't tell us yet because yours is similar to what mine was, actually.
No.
No? Oh, not at all. I was confused.
You were confused.
I was very confused. Yours is kind of similar to mine.
Kind of. I don't know what yours is. I just know that you were looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah, no, I meant for the last one, not for the next one.
All right.
Yours is a little doom and gloom.
Yeah,
right?
and your last
doom and
one's
gloom?
doom and gloom, right?
Yeah, doom and gloom. Let's finish off on doom and gloom.
Actually, you could look at it as doom and gloom, or you could look at it as heroic and, I don't know.
I hope doom and gloom catches on, and
Good.
we can make shirts that say the Weekend Rundown and say doom and gloom.
Okay, well, let's see. An 81-year-old granny was arrested for ordering the killing of a police officer.
Yeah, that's pretty doom and gloom.
Yeah, but if you look at it as she was arrested, the police officer wasn't killed. She was thwarted. She didn't even get charged with murder. It was just some sort of plot.
You're just doing
murder.
this to not sell
feel like
doom and gloom
everybody
shirts.
won.
You just don't want to sell doom and gloom shirts. Okay, that's fine.
You can sell attempted doom and gloom.
Attempted doom and gloom.
An 81-year-old Russian woman with ties to the criminal underworld. That sounds so fucking dope.
Yeah, for
Of
sure.
Krasnodar.
Krasnodar.
Sounds so dope.
This lady's already way harder than we'll ever be.
Yeah, she's 81 with ties to the criminal underworld.
In Krasnodar.
And she's probably somebody's grandmother.
We're probably going to get killed for talking about this.
She was recently arrested for ordering the killing of a criminal investigations detective.
Smart lady, I guess.
I'm not going to say this right. I think the L is silent, so I would say Yudmila Rybakia is not your average grandmother.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm glad you get the hard ones, bro. I'm glad you get the hard
I
words.
don't understand. Not only does the 81-year-old have a strong connection to members of Krasnodar's organized crime, but she once threatened to kill a paramedic with a sawed-off shotgun, and she recently placed a hit on a local detective that apparently rubbed her the wrong way.
So she's insane.
Yeah. The pensioner was caught red-handed after ordering the killing of an officer from the Krasnodar Police Department and paying part of the reward for proof of his death. Unfortunately for her, why do I get this one again? It's gonna say her last name.
Just say
Yudmila.
Just say
Yudmila didn't know that her criminal associates had revealed her plan to the authorities, and she now risks spending the rest of her days behind bars. Well, that's the risk of fucking playing
this
with
lady
the
sounds
underworld.
like she's from a movie.
Oh, look at her face.
She's
got a gold
hardcore.
tooth.
Is
It's
that
her
a gold
only
tooth?
tooth, but she
Her
got a
only
gold
tooth left is a gold tooth.
Yeah. According to the Russian newspaper
I want a gold tooth.
Komsomolskaya Pravda, Yudmila contacted a number of
So many hard
acquaintances
words.
for her circle of former prison inmates, offering them 1 million Russian rubles, or $11,000, for the killing of a Krasnodar criminal investigation.
That's all it's worth over there is 11,000.
The reason for wanting the man dead, that's probably why they turned her in. The reason for wanting the man dead remains a mystery, but authorities suspect that the officer's investigative work threatened the 81-year-old woman in some way. The ruthless grandmother told her killer buddies where the police detective lived and even drew up a map of directions to his house, advising them that this was the best place to ambush and kill him. She never expected her contacts to rat her out to the police, but that was exactly what happened. As soon as they learned about Yudmila's intentions, police officers decided to let her think that everything was going according to plan.
Of course they did.
In order to build a stronger case against her.
It's usually what they do.
The targeted detective agreed to play dead with blood makeup around his neck to make it look like someone had slit his throat.
That's so smart.
Photos of the dead police officers were then provided to the contract killers as proof of their employer. Only Yudmila required more convincing. After seeing the photos, she went to the police station where the detective had worked to ask about him. Only authorities had expected her to snoop around, and she was told that the police officer had been murdered. The day after confirming the death of the snooping detective, Yudmila paid 25,000 rubles to the contract killers and was arrested shortly after.
So a lot less than she said.
Yeah. Upon searching her home, that's why they fucking turned her in. Upon searching her home, police officers found an impressive arsenal of firearms, ammunition, hatchets, and knives.
So she's just a crazy bitch with fucking guns that, like, knows people in the fucking mob and thought she could get away with it.
Well, she's currently being held in a pre-detention center until being formally charged for her crimes.
She's gonna get Ponzor, bro.
She's from Russia, right?
Cha.
There's like a lot of shit going on there.
Yeah, Russia's fucked, man. I mean, America's fucked. The world's kind of fucked.
I don't feel like she has a chance.
Nah,
like here...
She's 81, bro.
Here you could be 81 and have a chance.
If she really knows people in the mob, though, or whatever, she might have a chance.
Not if the people that she knows turned her in.
All right, that's fair, I guess.
She's fucked.
Yeah, she's not looking too good.
I don't know who's gonna like be like, yo, let's kill this fucking grandmother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Live out the rest of her days like just chilling in jail.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
She's already 81. She's lived a life.
Yeah, she doesn't have a whole lot of days left, probably.
No.
Do you want me to read this article? My article's like it's a little bit older, but it's fine.
Let's hear it.
So apparently, first in New York there was smoky air, and now there's clouds of bugs. Like this happened last week, but it's winged aphids invade New York City.
Air was from what, the fires in Canada?
Yeah. It was just the air was just gross there, and now there's just like clouds of bugs in New York.
That sounds awful. Is it like those Ohio bugs? God, I can't think of the names of them now. Sequoias?
This says, as if the smoke and haze sweeping in from the wildfires in Canada, like you said, weren't enough, New York City has been invaded in recent days with plumes of flying insects that have become both a nuisance and a source of fascination. What were they? Where'd they come from? Will they ever go away? Another unwanted Canadian export? At first, the person who wrote this, who lives in Queens, thought it might have been a wind-driven ash, but he soon found out otherwise. Some were alive and flying. He quickly jumped into the shower because they were like all the fuck over him, I guess.
Does it have it doesn't say what they are?
So supposedly this dude talked to some dude who is a professor and entomologist at the City University of New York. He hadn't seen these insects himself, but he concluded from photos and videos that they were winged aphids, not gnats, as amateur bugologists assumed. Aphids are common all over the United States. Even in New York City, they are small pearl-shaped insects that come in a variety of colors, from green, red, yellow to black, brown, and gray.
Isn't that what a love bug is?
No, they're not an aphid. Well, maybe they're a species of aphid, but they're not like the aphid. This also bug guy said he's not an aphid expert, so he doesn't know which specific species it is, but there are a few of them. So he knows that like this is a swarm of aphids, you know?
It sounds like it sucks, but at the very least it's not sequoias. Those things are like fucking 6 inches and like sound like an army.
This guy says that aphids fly the entire time when they're growing. They don't stop flying. They just fly the whole time. It's like a colony gets large and dense and just flies.
Well, you heard it here. If you're visiting New York, bring your raid.
Right.
Don't even worry about bugs.
The wildfires in Canada are probably pushing them in the wrong spot. Which, you know what's crazy? Is these kind of bugs and stuff, they have like migratory patterns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what if like these wildfires like change their migrating patterns and like now they start to go to New York every 7 years?
I mean, honestly, that's probably what was supposed to happen anyway. I mean, think about if we didn't develop land, how many more fucking wildfires there would be. I feel like that's one of the only things. I mean, and I don't even think that us affecting anything was a good thing. But just think about if New York City was an actual jungle with heat just bearing down on it.
Well, it would just be an island, not a jungle.
Okay. Well, I mean, are you sure it's not really an island, New York? Not like Staten Island, like New York.
Oh, you mean the entire city? Okay, I got you.
There was no people and no roads or anything. It would just lead into a jungle in the middle of fucking the Northeast. Or maybe woods. I don't know what the difference in the two is.
Yeah, this just reminded me of like the guy that wrote this said, New York's all organic now. If pesticide use was widespread, there would be no more of these.
I mean,
exactly what you said. It's kind of douchey, but
yeah,
because New York's pretty hardcore on that. But like, this just reminds me of like the whole fucking Moses fucking thing, you know?
Didn't Moses like part of sea?
Yeah, but like, well, it wasn't exactly Moses.
We're talking about the
before the Passover thing, you know? With Passover, it was like if you don't let my people go, bad things will happen to you. And then they put like whatever, like all the Jewish people put like pig's blood or some shit or like sheep's blood over their doors. Yeah, like, and then everyone else, like God came and like did terrible things too. And like there was like the 7 plagues. I could be like mixing my like fucking things from like, cause I don't remember. Don't get mad at me, people that listen to us that might be Christian, because I'm not the perfect person when it comes to religions.
Yeah. I don't know.
But there was like 7 plagues. And one of the plagues was like the aphids, like the swarm, you know what I'm saying? That came and ate everything, like all their fruit and shit. And like, it was like terrible because like all their crop was gone, you know? So that's what it reminds me of. So
I feel you. That's
kind of why I like brought it up. Like, I don't really know a whole lot about that, but yeah.
Well, hopefully they go away pretty soon, but I think the smoke has to go away first.
Yeah, that's what this article kind of says, is they're thinking that the smoke is like keeping it cooler longer for them to grow larger and migrate more, you know?
That's no good.
Because it's blocking it.
Oh, because it's blocking the sun.
Yeah, Exactamundo, bruh.
That is brutal. We need a big, like, fire blower thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Just blow that smoke right away from the sun.
So I don't mean to, like, go off topic here about, like, not an article, but I feel like we're getting close to the end. And I just want to say, guys, if you would please reach out to us, even if it's in person, because we probably know most of you guys that listen.
Probably.
Or if not, if you're someone we don't know and you just stumble across this podcast, please email us and tell us, like, what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear, what you liked or what you didn't like, or I don't care even if it's like, I like M&Ms. If you want to fucking send me an email about I like M&Ms, that's totally fine. I don't care. I want to hear it from you guys.
I could make M&Ms interesting.
Yeah, we can make it. We'll talk about whatever you want.
We can make it happen.
We'll do it for you. We just want to make this for you guys. And speaking of that, I think this is pretty much the end of the episode, Daniel. You got anything else to say?
I don't think I really have anything else to add. It is pretty late.
It is pretty late for us, but we are trying really hard, you know, to keep pumping the content out for you guys. So thanks for tuning in. And even my computer and my phone thinks I'm asleep right now. So I've been your host, Drew.
And I'm your host, Daniel. And we appreciate you coming for yet another episode of The Weekend Rundown.
And listen back, same time, same place, whatever you like to listen to podcasts. Thanks, guys. We'll see you back next week.
Take care.
A rich man's world.